Yo, what up, YouTube? Just want to say a huge thank you for all the support you guys have shown. We're already halfway to a custom URL. It would mean the entire world if you guys could like the video and subscribe. It's free to you guys and it helps me out a ton. Tonight's video is actually going to be about the time I was a college athlete, believe it or not, in a tournament in Vegas with a little bit of a scandal twist mixed into it. So, again, thanks for the support and hope you enjoy the video. As you can see the title on the screen, College Sports, Vegas, and Cocaine. I'm sure you guys are wondering what the story is about, and I cannot wait to get the juicy deets out on the table for you all. I went to Grand Canyon University, which is GCU, go Lopes, and at this school, I was a college athlete. So, growing up, I played baseball and basketball at this, and I also played rugby in high school. But at this university, I played none of those sports. I played a game called Ultimate Frisbee. So that's me. That's a Frisbee. And you throw it. GCU did not have an Ultimate Frisbee team. My entire freshman year, we had a bunch of people that would always, a couple nights a week, we played Frisbee, Ultimate Frisbee together. And I was addicted. I was hooked. It's a really fun game. People make fun of you if say you play Ultimate Frisbee, but then if you show them some Ultimate Frisbee highlights, they're a little bit more convinced that it's actually more of a game than I think. Since we were brand new, we only had, I want to say, like 13 players, and you have 7 on the field at once. So we didn't even have enough players to have 2 different lines. Ultimate Frisbee, for you guys that don't know, it is played on a field, much like a football field. You got the end zones over here. And you catch the Frisbee. Once you catch the Frisbee, you cannot move. You can only move the Frisbee by passing it. And then if the Frisbee hits the ground, then it's a turnover and it starts going the other way. This Frisbee team, we begin, and let's just say we have the heart, but the expertise or let's say structure was lacking, to be brutally honest. So we finally get to a point where we realize we're not going to go anywhere unless we get a coach. So all of us little papegas, and then we get our coach. First day of practice, this is the face he makes. Coach and us. We make this face because we have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. He makes this face because he's never seen a Frisbee team in his life so bad as our ultimate team. So he comes in and we're trying to show out for coach. You know, we're making diving plays. We're throwing stuff. And he goes, I kid you not, at the end of practice, he goes, yeah, this might be one of the worst teams I've ever seen. He straight shattered any confidence we had at all. He tells us we suck and we are really, really bad and we have no idea what we're doing. Which, looking back on it, he was absolutely correct. But we thought we were on top of the world. We're like, all right, cool, we're college athletes now. We know what we're doing. We are going to destroy the competition. And he gave us a hard lesson of reality and said, if I threw this Frisbee at you guys would have no idea what to do with it and you're going to lose every game. Because we would have been absolutely fish out of water if we had tried to compete in any kind of tournament or competition at all without coach leading the way. So he teaches us plays, teaches us about handlers, about cutters, about how to properly throw a disc, how to be ambidextrous, how to make cuts, all these different plays this coach is running through us. So we play in a couple tournaments. We do okay. We get a couple wins, which is a Chris's miracle. And the very last tournament of the season is in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, the home of broken dreams and lost money. We got Las Vegas. You got the strip with all the buildings. You got the casinos. You got the gambling. You got people that are degenerate gamblers and addicted, and they never leave their seat, and they lose millions and millions of dollars on the daily because, chat, the house always wins. This is Las Vegas, though, and we are stoked. Let's just say it did not go as planned. So, unbeknownst to us, our GCU club department had very, very, very low expectations for us as a team, and as a result, did not give any resources towards our way. The one thing they were going to do for us the entire year is put us up in a hotel. So they're like, okay, you know, when you're going to Vegas, don't worry, we'll get you guys a hotel. And we're thinking, all right, cool, like, whatever. You know, we know we're not that good. You know, we're not going to really know what we're doing. This is the best they can do for us. You know, we'll take a hotel. We got what else can we ask for? You know, the fact they're buying us a hotel, we're stoked about it. And then reality hit us. And we decided we should probably check out the address of where GCU bought our hotel. And so, remember, chat, you got Las Vegas over here. That's where our tournament is. Las Vegas. And we're thinking to ourselves, all right, sick. They got us a hotel. Let's check out where the hotel is in relation to our tournament. And so as we're driving, we then realize, after checking we look at the address and realize the address is in Arizona. And so we're doing a little more digging. We're like, wait, what? Why are we in Arizona? No joke. Our school had so little respect for us as a team. We have a tournament in Las Vegas, and they bought us a hotel down here in Arizona. Arizona, we're in a different state. They have so little budget set aside for us as a team. We literally are staying in a place called Kingman, Arizona, which is over here. This is Nevada. We are literally staying overnight. Our first game is at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. start time. And our hotel is in a different state. We're thinking to ourselves, great, why don't we just leave tomorrow morning? Because we're still in Arizona. Like, and then we do some more digging. We find out that our hotel is still an hour and a half away from Vegas. It is an hour and a half away from our tournament. And we're thinking to ourselves, like, we knew we're not that good, but for the school to have that little respect for us as a team was just a shot to our ego once again. The best thing about it is there were very low expectations for us as a team was confirmed when we get to our hotel in Arizona and realize that 2 players on our team also forgot their shoes. We are so unprofessional that we're literally running around to stores in Kingman, Arizona, trying to find cleats. And this is like way late, so nothing's open. We're trying to find cleats. We finally find cleats at a Big 5. But that's how unprofessional we were as a team, is we literally had players forgetting their shoes. And so, in hindsight, I guess it makes sense why they had little faith in us as a team. But still, it kind of sucks when you have a game that's supposed to be in Nevada and you're staying in Arizona in a hotel. And as we look back, we asked GCU, like, why do we not have a hotel in Nevada? They're like, oh, you know, there was no bookings available in Vegas. And to say there's no bookings available in Vegas is the dumbest thing on the entire planet, because Vegas is literally, if you have the entire town of Vegas right here, this is the outskirts of Vegas, literally the entire thing is one big hotel. That's all Vegas is. A couple houses out here in the outskirts, and everything in the middle is literally just hotels. That's all Vegas is. And so we know they're absolutely BSing us when they say, oh yeah, there's no hotels in Vegas, because that's literally the entire city is. It's just hotels. They're like, you know, the closest one we could find was in Kingman, which really is just like they're trying to protect us and make sure that, like, you know, hopefully they don't realize that we think that they're a joke of a team, because we're not going to put them in an actual city or state that their tournament is. So, you know, we're like, all right, whatever, champions adjust. We're a baller team. We're going to figure this out anyways. Who cares if we're staying in another state? We're going to prove GCU wrong. Did not start well when we started out our entire trip by misplacing our shoes. But hey, champions adjust. So we end up waking up. We have a 7 a.m. game. We have to get there at 6 a.m. So we literally leave our hotel at 4:30 in the morning. And we drive all the way to Vegas to play in our tournament. And our coach, he did not stay with us in Kingman because, you know, he's like, I'm just going to get my own hotel in Vegas. And so that's obviously the smart thing to do. So he gets there Friday. He's there before us. We're on our way there. We get to the field. So literally overhead view. This tournament is so huge. It's called Trouble in Vegas. It is the biggest tournament, Frisbee, like one of the biggest in the entire world, our entire country, probably world actually as well, for college teams. There's teams from all over the entire nation of this tournament. So this is the big grass field. Imagine there are stands here with like merch and gear. You got food trucks. It's a big old party. Let me give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into what Frisbee life is like, what the ultimate Frisbee atmosphere as a whole. It is not cutthroat competition. It is literally one big party. I'll give you a little sneak peek. So Speaking of these big parties, we had a tournament down in Tucson, Arizona, aka the Dirty T, aka one of the ugliest cities in the entire country. If you're from there, I apologize. We had a tournament against a team there. It was the last tournament of the entire day. This one isn't a college tournament. This is just a tournament that we registered for against. It was an open tournament just to kind of see what it's like to play other teams. They played every single game in like hula attire. And so imagine this is the field. We got us Lopes over here. I think they were blue, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, they're in hula stuff. So they got blue Hawaiian t-shirts on. They got hula skirts on. And on their bench over here, they had a bar cart that they moved to every single game. Every single game. So this is a one-day tournament. In every single game, they have this bar cart blasting hula music. They got drinks on deck, and they're pushing it with them to every single tournament. No joke. We have played 4 games. So we are their 4th game, and they are drinking at every single game. These guys are actually all drunk. They are all trash out of their minds, and this is the team we are going up against in this tournament as the last game of the day. Guys, we are so bad. We lost. We lost 13 to I think it was 7 or 8. It wasn't even close, and their entire team was intoxicated. But that right there is the epitome of ultimate Frisbee culture. Literally, I remember clear as day. This is me right here. I'm thinking I'm a hot shot starter. This guy on the far end started leaning farther and farther and farther away out of bounds before we'd even thrown off. He starts wobbling over. He falls out of bounds over here and then gets back up and runs back into the field to continue playing. And so Vegas, I mean, you can imagine. They literally, when there's a tournament in Vegas for Ultimate Frisbee, the entire thing is all about they're all going to the strip. So our coach, he eats, sleeps, breathes Ultimate Frisbee. He's all about that lifestyle. He gets there before us, and he spends all Friday night while we are sitting in a hotel, a La Quinta in Kingman, Arizona, in another state when you have a tournament the next morning. He is out there getting litty. We show up to this giant field. We show up where we're going to play. We show up, and we realize, coach isn't here yet. Kind of interesting. He's probably just running a little bit late. So we're doing stretches. 7:30 rolls around. Still no coach. That's interesting. He'll be here. He's our coach. This is the biggest tournament of the year. Of course he's going to be here. 8 o'clock is game time. And coach is still not there. And so we're like, all right, well, who's starting? And so we literally just make our own lineup. And we're like, I guess coach is sick, or well, where's coach? What happened to coach? We get into the game and we start playing because we're like, all right, I guess we're going to figure it out. So we made our own lineup. We're like, all right, let's see what happens. We start the game. Coach shows up and there's no really timeout. You have, I think maybe it was 1 or 2 timeouts. So he's not using a timeout. Coach shows up at 8:20. At this point, we're down 2-0. Coach calls a timeout. Oh my gosh. Coach calls a timeout, and this is what he says to us. He finally shows up. We're like, oh my gosh, coach is finally here. So this is coach in the middle. We're like, coach, we were lost without you. We're already lost with you as it is. Without you, we're just destroyed. So, you got us 7 that are on the field. We are getting our butts handed to us, getting destroyed. And I kid you not, this is the only thing he says to us in this huddle. After we had just got scored on, we're down 2-0. It is not going well. He goes, guys, I'm straight face. Coach, he was also not one for jokes. He's not making a bunch of jokes all the time. He is straight face. So this is literally him. Straight face, looks us all in the eyes, and he goes, sorry guys, I'm late. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Go get him. That's all he says to us. Those are the only words coach says to us, the entire, nothing else. It's just, sorry guys, cocaine's a hell of a drug. And that was his, encouragement to us as we're getting destroyed by another team. That was all coach had to say. To this day, I don't know if he was joking or not. Coach had never said a joke his entire life. And being late for a tournament, he's not making jokes there either. And so our coach is literally out there snorting lines on the strip while we are staying in Kingman, Arizona by ourselves, showing up to a game where we had to leave our hotel at 4:30 in the morning. He's probably partying at 4:30 in the morning. And our coach just like misses the first 15 minutes of our game and says, sorry guys, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Go get him. Here's the play. And that's it. Straight face, not a single laugh. We all kind of like looked at him in disbelief and then realized like, oh wow, I don't think coach is kidding. Like he was snorting lines off of probably some stripper on the strip while we're over here sleeping in Kingman, Arizona trying to find more cleats because we're idiots. That is how our tournament starts. And let me tell you, Chad, do you think that game went well for us? We lost to a school called Colorado College. They beat us 13-2. We got slaughtered. Much like coach on his bender out on the strip, we were destroyed. We lost 13-2. Morale was low, but we come back and we say, we can do this. We say, oh shoot, this might be a little more difficult than we thought. Next game comes around. We think morale is high. And chat, we did a lot better in this game, actually. This final score, 13 to not 2, 13 to 3. We are improving. We are getting better. We are performing better as a team. And we're thinking if we're getting better each game at this rate, we might get at least a 7 points within this tournament. We are gonna get at least one win during this tournament. We lose our next game 13-3. That was against none other than Montana State. Then the next game comes around against UC Irvine. And we think to ourselves, wow, this is actually another like big time school. Like it's a UC, it's Irvine. Like I've heard of this school. I grew up like a couple hours away from UC Irvine. Like, okay, real competition. Chat, they show up with an army of players. This is their team. This is how many subs they have. An actual army. And I kid you not, ever since this day, I will always say I would much rather fight one dinosaur-sized chicken than a bunch of chicken-sized dinosaurs because strength was in numbers. They would have a new lineup every single time there was a point. All right, bring the next 7 out here. They're literally getting in line. They got 7 teams worth of people over here, and we are wheezing. We are absolutely dying. We're thinking to ourselves, all right, like, they just have fresh legs. But, chat, we made it a fight. I want to say it was because we were taller, and that helps a lot. But guess this score. Against UC Irvine, we lost 13-11. We're on cloud 9. We're thinking, this is amazing. We are that much closer to getting a win. And the only reason they won is because they had 400 people on their team and they could just throw in all the fresh legs they wanted. These guys played maybe 3 minutes each. We played like 90 minutes on all these legs, and we don't even have, there's one person at all times has to play back-to-back points because we don't even have a full lineup to switch in here. But hey, morale is through the roof. But do you know what absolutely crushes that morale? When we all realize after 3 hard-fought games, we have to drive back from Nevada to Arizona because GCU got us a hotel here and our tournament's here. And then it is time for day 2 of the tournament. And let me tell you guys, we got sent to the losers bracket of all losers bracket. These are all the big cojones, the medium cojones, and the itty bitty cojones down over here. This is us. So we have our first game of the day. Coach is there on time. He does not fall into the cocaine addiction. He is there to support his guys. And game number 1, chat, was against Utah State, who was our rival. We have high morale. We say if we can drive here from Kingman, Arizona, suit up and play this game, we have a shot of winning. We lose 9-11. And then the next team we play against is Colorado Mines. And we all thought they were the Colorado Mimes, like M-I-M-E-S. And so we thought they were all going to come out in like black and face paint. We're like, why the hell? Like, is this actually a school for mimes? They were all burly miners, not like under 18, like they mined in the Colorado Mines. That is the school we play against. They clobber us. They beat us 6-13. But let me tell you guys, this is a story of redemption. This is a story of coming back from the ashes. We were about to get out of the fire and back into the pan. I had Band-Aids on my nipples because my shirt chafed so bad because our uniforms are so low quality. Only like 4 of us could actually walk. It's the last game. We're like, okay, let's try to pull out some kind of W. We realize the team we are playing against is a co-ed team. So there are plenty of girls in this world that could absolutely beat me up, that would destroy me in Ultimate Frisbee. This co-ed team was not that. I want to say they were like us. They were smaller. They didn't have a lot of players. Half their team were female. And like I said, there are plenty of girls that can beat me up in a fight and plenty of girls that would beat me in Ultimate Frisbee. These are not those girls. They were also 0-5. So the battle of 2 of the worst teams in the entire tournament was about to commence. 0-5 versus 0-5. Who would take home the crown as worst team in Vegas? And let me tell you, we were so tired of losing that we were determined to not let this be us. Let me tell you, we get 1 score, we push it to 6-4, and that's when momentum really took off. In chat, we won our Super Bowl. We took home the prize of not worst team of the tournament, and we come out with a hard-fought win. Our very first win in the tournament, we win 13-6, and we taste sweet, sweet victory. Unfortunately, this team was also a co-ed team when we beat a bunch of girls at a sport, so it was kind of a lose-lose for us as a bunch of guys with big egos. This wasn't the win we were looking for, but we were going to take it one way or another because we had lost every other freaking game, and this was a chance to redeem ourselves. But the tournament comes to a close. We end 1-5, not 0-6. We get our win, and I get to spend 8 hours driving back home to California. Try not to crash because I have not slept, and I kid you not, I think I slept for like 15 hours when I got home. But chat, this is the story of when I was a college athlete, Vegas, and cocaine. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys come back next week for more Scribble Stories. YouTube, thanks so much for listening to the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to come back next week for another Saturday Scribble Story, and also don't forget to like and subscribe.